Good evening, it's Tiddlywinks, digital expert. I'm going to show you something that you may or may not have used before. This is Paint program. You know, a lot of people have mixed feelings about Paint. I've heard about other software out there that does this kind of stuff, but I'd have to say that Paint is the most advanced and artistical piece of program software that anybody could really use. Paint make you can use Paint as a video game engine. You can make video games in Microsoft Paint. There's a lot of things you can do really in Paint. I'm gonna go over all the tool sets here on top, and you'll hear a lot of designers talk about other programs like Photoshop. Photoshop and other Adobe programs. They're supposedly industry standard artistic programs. I don't agree with it though. I think Paint does everything you need. I hear people talk about, well, Photoshop has layers and masks, and you have complete control over your art. I don't agree with that. I don't think you need layers. I think layers is just an excuse. I think it's a lazy way of making art. I think if you are a true artist, you need to do it right the first time, and you don't need a layer to hide that you are not a good artist. And so I 100% think Paint is the best software, and it happens to be free. It comes with Windows, and like I've said in other videos, I think it's the most advanced, like Notepad and WordPad. WordPad's the best word processing software. And there's a lot out there. For email, Microsoft Mail, or it used to be known as Outlook Express, by far the best. Microsoft Outlook and all these other clients, they're just too basic, and all of these other ones are more advanced, and you can do more with them that I'm showing you. So let's jump in. Let's jump into Paint. Sorry, I apologize for running my mouth. I know you want to just delve into this tutorial with me. So let's get started. Okay, so I've opened up Paint here. You can find it in the Start menu under Accessories, or by now it's just in the Root menu. So up here, I'm going to click. You have various options here. These were some reference photos I took from a video that I thought would be good in a video game. Screenshots and funny AI that was some artificial intelligence programming for a video game I thought was really neat, that I took a screenshot of. But these are all the tools for under. Well, let me start with this. You will notice that there's not a file here. If you press the Alt button on your keyboard, it shows you numbers, and F kind of tells you that that's where file used to be. They changed it though. It doesn't say file anymore by default, but if you hit Alt, it shows F, and that tells you file. There's some reasons behind Microsoft doing that, that I can talk about in another tutorial. So in the File menu, you can create a new paint. Not necessarily here because there's already a paint open. You can open existing, save current, save as, different formats. So you can save your current project into a format. You can print it, send it to email. It's all very complicated. At first, you might see this menu and just really not want to, the word's not coming to me. You might not want to deal with it. So, you might run away, but don't run away. Come back, sit down, and I will walk you through this, and I'll show you how to use the software. Okay, so home is this view, and then view gives you some manipulation tools where you can view your art closer or zoomed out. You can look at your grid lines, so if you're doing something that needs to maintain a certain aspect ratio, it will let you use a guide, these grid lines. So I'll turn that off for now. Full screen, it's the same thing as clicking up here. This minimizes the window and that closes the window. That's Windows 101. Which is also very complicated. I can do a tutorial about opening and closing windows another time. Okay, so let's get started. Jump right in, as I like to say. Put on your artistic shoes and jump into the tutorial. So first we can start with this set of tools: paste, cut, and copy. You can do this in a few areas of a computer, but mainly Paint is where you do it. So you can copy a piece of imagery and then paste it, duplicate it, or you can cut it and move it to another program like WordPad. Over here we have another tool set, select. You can select a part of an image like so. And then if you don't want all of the surrounding space, the white space, you can click crop here, and that will crop your image out. Or you can resize it or rotate. Rotate can get very, very difficult because look, see, rotate right 90. What's that mean? I'll tell you, it means degrees. So if you don't know your angles, your rotations, you might run away. But don't run away. Come back and sit down. Are you seated? Now, because I want you to know that it's okay if you rotate it the wrong way. You can rotate it again and again until you get it right. That's what's so good about this software. Many different rotation options here. But don't let that confuse you, as complicated as it may seem. Okay, next set of tools are a pencil tool. It's a thin line. However, over here, I'm going to jump ahead. You can control the size of that pencil. I'm going to leave it on the small right now. And you can do paint bucket. And paint bucket allows you to select a color and then fill that space. Just give you a quick example like that. Pink's my favorite color, by the way. But pink, it looks different than pink used to look, and I'm going to show you how colors look now, because colors have changed over the years, and this is what pink looks like now. The A, that stands for font, and you can type words here. You can type words, and you go, whoa, what's going on? I can't see the word I typed. Well, you know what? The word is also in pink, and that is why you can't read the word. So you could click, you could see that. Oh, there it is. I simply just clicked and then dragged over and highlighted it, and then click color 2, and see, it's the same thing. So I wouldn't recommend color 2. I would first choose a different color and then choose the text, you know, and you might be still confused. So I could be like, okay, I want font, and then I want words, but I can't see it. Highlight it, choose color, you know, and see, you can't see it. So it's difficult, you know. And I can do another tutorial on colors so that it makes sense to you, because I think maybe you're not understanding my examples here as far as colors go. So next is eraser. So if you drew something in pink, you could click eraser, and you could erase it as green. Sorry, I laughed because my cat bit my toe, and it didn't hurt. It just tickled my toe. I have a kitty that does things like that, and it's anyway. I'm sorry, it's not really relevant to this tutorial. So you might be asking, well, why does erase choose the green color? Well, that's actually a really good feature about Paint, is erase can sometimes play tricks on you, but if you change the erase colors, you know, if you program it, you could actually erase back to white, which is the background. So in the foreground, we got the green line that we try to erase, and the background is the white. And you know, this is where a Photoshop person would say, if you had layers, you could control the background much easier. And I say that's not necessary, because you really, if you can't do it right the first time, you shouldn't be doing it at all anyway. I mean, seriously, let's get smart here, people. Okay, a quick way to erase all of this, you could change your brush size over here, also known as the eraser size here, and that helps a little. Or you could use this select tool I showed you a moment ago, and you can just highlight it, like, you know, not highlight, but you know, you draw a box like that, you select it, and just simply hit the delete key on your keyboard, and it disappears. Just like, isn't that's pretty amazing, isn't it? You might, don't be afraid, because I know that could seem complicated, because you might ask yourself, well, is drawing a box hard? I mean, where do I start my box? Do I start the box down here? Or like this example, I didn't get the box over it, but no worries, you can move the box like that, and then drag like that, and like, oh, what's going on, you might ask? It's just the box is creating its own foreground, and so that's a way you could cover something up as well. But if you can draw the box right the first time, you could actually select the area where that line is, and then just hit delete, and it goes away just like so. Anyway, so I covered that eraser. This is dropper, so you can get your medication. No, just kidding. You don't need to get medication through your Paint. Color picker, you click it, and then you can click colors that, like, if you don't know what color that is, you can just dropper it, and then it will select the color here. Sets the color here. So let's say I want color drop. Let's say I click over here, over here, over there. See what it's doing? See what it's doing? The middle dots. It's doing that because I'm still on the pencil tool, and for good reason. I like to give you real life scenarios where you might get confused with this program. So let's just delete it quick. Control A drags a full selection box. That's another trick you can learn, and then you just hit delete and it goes away like so. Dropper allows you to select different colors on the screen or in your current art, and then you can reuse that color again. We got a magnifier, just as it says here, change the magnification for a part of the picture. You can change the magnification of your viewable area if you need to see something closer when you're editing your art. So we got brushes here, and you think there's 1,000 brushes here. How do I cope with this? And so don't worry, there's not that many. I think I counted 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 brushes, not 1,000. And the brushes all do different things, like the calligraphy for the writing. You could write a letter to Benjamin Franklin if you wanted to. I don't think you'd get the letter though. You could use crayon, and it kind of does a crayon look, or spray paint is my favorite. You choose spray paint, and you come over here, you choose the color, and let's do big spray paint. So I simply up the size there, and whoa! It's really fun because you can spray paint the canvas anything you want. And you can say, I want blue. That's not blue, is it? No, because color 1 needs to be blue as the front foreground color, like so. See how that works? You really need to get comfortable with foreground and background color. Okay. So we got a little bit of art that we're working on here. Just fill it in on the canvas, and you could you can do anything you want here. I don't even know what I'm making yet. That's usually how I do art. I just draw shapes. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to do a brown circle right here. Okay. Now let's talk about maybe crayon. See, like that. It kind of reminds me of streak marks in my underwear. I'm not embarrassed to say my mom washes my clothes for me, and sometimes when I don't get them washed and I wear them too long, it kind of looks like this. May have to do with my bathroom hygiene. Anyway, I'll do a tutorial on that next time. So we got shapes here, like you could draw a person and you could do a little comic, and you can say, hey, that's neat, oh, and draw like a person that said that, they could wear glasses if you want them to. There's really no rules in art. You can just draw what comes to you naturally. I have been an artist for many years now. The commercial where you can submit a drawing of your talents to colleges, and then they might accept you if your storyboard is good. I send it to all of those colleges, and they always send me a ribbon for excellent participation. And I always feel good when I get that back, because it tells me, well, maybe you won't accept me in your college, but I got a certificate for trying, and that makes me feel good. Let's move on to colors over here. Edit colors. Look, this was what I was talking about earlier. Look at all of them colors. There's so many colors, and they don't look like they used to. Red over here, What's that? Yellow, green, blue, blue. Why are there two blue? Well, one's lighter blue. You could do sky blue, or you could do a blue if you wanted. Hot pink is good. Red. So this is something you might call a color palette or a mosaic of colors. You can choose any kind of colors that you want to work with in the environment. You could custom blend them through here. It's really something I think you should mess with. Red, blue, red, green, blue. These would be the RGB color code sequences. You can actually look up on the internet different color codes, and you could plug those numbers in there, and you could go right to the color if you know it. HTML website color codes are useful for that. If you want, you could do custom blends here. Like I said, just drag that up, and you can look at all the color codes that are already there. So that's kind of a short bit about the colors. I have to say the color is probably the most complicated system in the Paint program, because colors are hard. If you never learn how to blend, I think red and blue makes pink, and if you mix purple and yellow, you get navy blue, or fuchsia. If you add a little bit of yellow, there's a lot of different color mixing combinations that you should learn, like I learned. So I will close this out, cancel, because I don't need to accept that. You could draw stars with the shapes. You could even do a little bubble off the star. You could just bubble the star and be like, text, I'm a star. Because that's probably what a star would say if it was a star. You could select the star, and you could play with the rotate. See that, how I rotate the star like so? It's kind of interesting. And you might wonder why the blue lines are here. Well, that's simply because the background was blue, and when I rotated the star, it changed the front. See, the background still blue. That's simple to cover up. You can just simply change the colors, and then you can just white it out again. And there's multiple ways to do one thing, and that can be really complicated, but you need to find a method that works for you, and then all the pain will go away. So don't run away from it, just own it. You need to just own the software and say, you know what, I'm not going to let software control me, I'm going to control the software. And so that's the basics about Paint. You can do a lot of things with it. If you're as artistic as me, you'll be making money on your art. I sold a drawing once on eBay for $1.50. I think that's a pretty good deal, because well, I only really made maybe 10 cents because of the listing fee, but that's still a good deal because it only took me a minute to make the drawing and paint. So I think you could do this too if you perfected your art just as I have mine. Okay, I will probably be wrapping up this tutorial. I think I covered a great deal of it, and next time I think we'll talk about more in depth of using Paint to make video games, and maybe a look at the programming in Notepad, which is the best editor for programming code scripts, script coding. Okay, well, thank you. Again, I'm Tiddlywinks, the expert, digital expert. You could call me too. I really welcome you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am very happy that you're watching me. And like my video, share it with friends, maybe post it on the Facebook and the Twitter. I appreciate that. You know, a lot of people don't appreciate that, but I do. So just by knowing that I appreciate it, I think that make you happier, knowing that I'm appreciated. So thank you again. I'm Tiddlywinks, and I'll see you next time.